Wait, what? How dare you? Series 5 is the best season of Fireman Sam ever! Definitely beats Series 1 to 4 in any way. It's peak, I tell ya. Peak! You will see my lawyer about this. Hashtag cancelled. Alright. Before you send anything like this, let's begin. Hello everyone, it's me, Bumper Films Coach 2006. So, I've wanted to do this video for a while now as it's been an interesting topic to talk about. Over the years, Series 5 has gotten attention from Fireman Sam fans. Most people see it as the best Fireman Sam season and it beats Series 1 to 4, while others still like it as much as Series 1 to 4. For me, I kinda have mixed feelings on it. Don't get me wrong, there are elements that are actually good in it and feel like it could work as a classic Fireman Sam season. However, when put with the other OG 4 seasons, I'm not gonna lie, it kinda sticks out like a sore thumb, literally. So I've decided to do a video on my personal thoughts on it, talking about how some episodes are laid out, with things I like, things I'm in the middle with, and things I either don't like or despise. This will not be like a very long video talking about every detail or a short one where I don't say a lot of things and it isn't that worded properly to make it seem non-understandable. I will have to use screenshots in the filter as Mattel loves to copyright content. So fun, thank you for that. So now, let's start to see if Series 5 is truly the beginning of the end. Well, basically, Fireman Sam was a British-Welsh TV show that originally ran from 1987 to 1994. Around 1985, a fireman in London named David Jones, and alongside with him David Gingle, another fireman from London, had part-time jobs, and one of the jobs Jones had was selling off fire service memorabilia and homemade little plastic fireman helmets, and loads of children bought them, so he thought creating stories about a fireman which was called Sam, as named by his daughter. The show would have been assisted by Mike Young, who created Super Ted, and a former Beano artist called Rob Lee, and the rest is history. The first two seasons were filmed and maybe even a potential lost pilot considering the difference in looks of these puppets in promo shots, and it was successful. Another season was filmed and Series 1 to 2 was released from 1987 to 1988 and Series 3 was released in 1990. Similar to a show like Thomas, what made Fireman Sam great was its realistic charm. It never felt dumbed down or babyish, and I think that was due to the sitcom and soap opera feel the show had. The humour was actually quite adult-like, but still suitable for children of course, and the characters felt like real people you would see in real life. Also, the fucking music slaps. I'd say the music composed by Ian Lawson and Ben Hennigan could go toe-to-toe with Mike O'Donnell and Junior Campbell's music from Thomas in my humble opinion. So overall, this show was great and definitely felt more than just a kids show. In 1994, after a few years of being in a hiatus, the show came back with a fourth season, and I'm not afraid to call it the best season of the show. The animation was better and smoother, and it combined the comical tone of Series 1 to 2 and the more serious tone of Series 3. This is when the show peaked, and I don't know how anyone could ever top this again. Sadly, this was the show's final season and Fireman Sam ended in 1994. But then, in the early 2000s, it got bought by Ghislaine and then soon Hit Entertainment happened. Okay, let's continue. So yeah, Hit decided to reboot Sam with a quote-unquote 5th season, and it was actually quite successful apparently. and people will consider it to be the best season of the show. In my personal opinion, it is something alright. And let's go through my personal thoughts on Series 5, or Hit's early reboot season as I like to call it. Anyway, let's go. What is good about it? Well, there is actually a few good things I liked about it, and I shall go through them. First off, some stories naturally felt like they were based on stories from the early annual books. Like, in the annuals from 1987 to 1989, there were stories that involved Norman messing around with a water pistol in a water crisis. Norman pretending to be a monster to scare people and everyone thinking the beast has gone loose, and there was a talent show at one point. 3 episodes actually have a similar, if not the same premise. These episodes are Joker Soaker, Feast of Pontypandy, and Fiery Finale. I'd say that in my personal opinion, Joker Soaker is actually one of the best episodes from this season. I'd say this episode did generally feel like something from the OG 4 seasons. I would rather you watch the episode for yourself and because of copyright, but I will say that the humour was as good as something from Series 1 to 4. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Another thing they've added from the early annuals was Sam and Norman having a simple prank rivalry. In some of these stories, Norman would usually play pranks on either Sam or the residents of Pontypandy, and Sam would often give Norman a taste of his own medicine. He would play a silly prank back, and Karma would hit Norman. As I said before, in Joker Soaker, Norman goes around spraying water on random people for a laugh, but when he calls for help when Dusty the dog gets caught in a fence, Sam plays a trick on Norman and tests out Norman's pistol, and it sprays back on Norman.
Fast, Norman Price. I haven't forgotten those tricks you've been playing on everyone.
Sorry, Sam.
So you should be. But since you came to Dusty's rescue, I'm going to forget it this time.
Oh, thanks.
That's quite a gadget you've got there. Can I take a look?
Of course, yeah.
I suppose to make it work, you have to pull this thing here. Oh, sorry. Just went off in my hand.
Similar time is when in the 1988 annual, the whole story where Norman puts spots on Sam's face, and Sam fights back by giving him a salty ice cream. Then in Pizza Palaver, at the end when everyone enjoys their pizzas, Norman puts spices on Dillis's pizza, but Sam saw, and he quickly swapped Dillis's and Norman's pizzas around.
Oh, Norman, is that snow?
Oh.
Oh!
Oh!
I can't see any. Tuck in, ma'am. My mouth's on fire!
Also, the music is actually great. Like, if you hear carefully, small jingles are taken from character songs from the 1989 radio cassette.
The best informed establishment belongs to Dillis Price.
Great! It's like
Sarah and James live in a black and white house.
Be careful.
When the sunset fills the sky with red, when the stars come peeping out.
Did I tell you about Norman? He was so helpful today.
Norman Price? Helpful?
Oh yes, he helped me clear up. I gave him...
And the rescue theme is actually upgraded, which I'm actually surprised on saying that. I'm not going to play the whole music because I want you to check out for yourself. Go on Fireman Sam Music 2's channel. So yeah, these are some interesting and good bits so far. Plus, the animation is actually smooth and is quite impressive at times. There is actually some good stuff about Series 5. There were slight moments where if these were parts original, it wouldn't stick out that much. Now, let's get on to some stuff I'm mixed about. Let's go. We got this great stuff out of the way, but now let's go down these steep stairs. So, this is where I start to get nitpicky, but also try to be fair as possible. So let's start off with one thing, and that is how Elvis is portrayed. I really don't know what to think about Elvis this season. There are actually interesting moments with him. I actually liked it when he interacted with Dennis, even though it was mostly him saying to get back from a fire or to get shopping or something.
Everyone back. Never know what might come down.
Oh, Sam, so commandeering.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry, Elvis. It's my Norman. Oh, he's so artistic.
Oh,
Norman Price, can I have a light for my lantern?
oh. Don't worry, Dennis. I'll do that. After all, I am a trained firefighter. Whoops. Now, you've got to be careful with candles. Always get a grown-up to light them. And remember to blow them out before you go to bed.
We will, Elvis. I'm a very reprehensible person, me.
Still, I thought it was pretty nice to see these two interact. For some reason, I always kind of like to think these two are related. But that may be due to them having similar facial features or something, I don't know. And what I don't particularly like about Elvis in this season is he's sort of become dumbed down and quite stupid. Like in the original series, he was a new fireman and would get distracted easily, either by daydreaming or singing, as that is his hobby.
Oh, crumbs! God heavens! That's that's taller, doesn't it? Sorry. In the pan, one in the pan, sizzle, 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 yeah, yeah, man. Bunty, bunty, funky, the best in Wales, toss it in the air. Just off to give Jupiter an examination, Elvis. She's not sounding too good today. You'll soon get a flying Sam, like my pancake. Oh.
However, he did learn new ways of firefighting along the series, but in this season, he seems to act simply just like a fool.
Let's try it. Quidlington, I want you to pretend to be a wild beast. Right, oh, sir. Put some effort into it, lad.
What the hell was that?
And he doesn't know how to put out a electrical fire, even though he knows how to do that since series bloody 1.
Stand back, everyone. Leave this to the fire service. Right, Elvis. Turn off the power at the main. Electricity is off, Sam. Oh, never mind. Ugh, the TV's on fire! The TV's on fire!
It's all right, Elvis. This is just a practice.
Now, how would you put the fire out, Elvis? Chuck some water on it, quick!
What are you doing?
So, yeah, Elvis is pretty interesting, to say the least. Now, about the new characters. The Floods and Tom Thomas are actually quite interesting, but they didn't really have that much screen time due to some reasons which I will go to later. Although, scenes with them were quite good, and Mike is my personal favourite character from the season.
Ah, Michael, my boy, when it comes to plumbing, you are hot stuff. Oh, yes. Hot, hot stuff. I'm hot, hot stuff.
I kinda wish him and Helen got more screen time like Mandy did. Tom was a quite good character as well, but considering the time period and the size of Pontypandy, the helicopter seems a bit odd. Interesting concept nonetheless. And the voices, they're okay. Some of the voices are actually quite fitting, while the others are quite off. For example, Trevor Norman's voice and most different new characters fit the characters quite well, but the others I'm not mostly fond about. Some of them are Penny's, Bella's and especially Dillis. For Penny and Bella, they just sound too young to me, and Dillis, you could probably tell why.
Oh, well, what a surprise. Oh, I'd love to, Trevor. I'll be ready in half an hour.
I doubt this is the same Dillis we all know. No offence, Sparks. I will still love you as Bitzer and the farmer from Shaun the Sheep, though. The theme is quite good, although you can never top the original theme in my opinion, unless you're the Patriot Boys, of course. So let's get to the bad things now. Buckle up, everyone. Things are about to get nitpicky. Probably. Be prepared. This is things I personally don't like about Series 5. Maybe nitpicks or plain on bad stuff. I'm going to address the elephant in the room, Norman Price. So what I don't really like about Norman in this season is he gets too much screen time. Most episodes are about him. Most things are about him being the main character. He does something stupid, causes an accident, fire service comes round, accident stops, and Norman is told not to do anything stupid again, and then the circle of trust goes round and round. Like, honestly, Sam doesn't really get more spotlight episodes explaining his inventive hobby. He gets touched upon now and then, but feels small compared to the original. The new characters, as I said before, didn't get a proper introduction, and just appeared and we were expected to think they were there since day one. Like, I know even shows like Postman Pat was guilty of this in the original, but most characters were given enough screen time to show off their personalities, and even some characters like Sarah and Major Falls were mentioned in Series 1, and even the Banes got an introduction in the Cosgrove Hall era. And by the way, Norman didn't need a lot of screen time. He felt like an already well written and established character in Series 1 to 4, as he was shown as a mischievous scamp, but in Series 4 he redeems himself by saving Trevor from dying in a poisonous fumes. Still feels like an absolute complete and utter fool. He's mostly just treated as a silly old man instead of a strict but fair boss. He did have a few comedic moments in the original, but they were one-offs. Like episode Twist of Fate, still has jokes about being fat and gets stuck in a hole. Doesn't this fit Trevor more? Jupiter and Venus look quite like giant bath toys and looks too gimmicky. And also, why didn't they explain Trevor not being an auxiliary fireman anymore? I'm fine with them doing it, but please clarify it. And one of my biggest gripes is the design change. It feels a bit uncanny for me. For some reason, Sam is ginger, even though his hair was a reddish brown in the original, and I'm not a fan of the eyes and mouth. I don't really think the Bob the Builder style mouth fits Sam and the others personally, and the mix between 2D and realism in the eyes feel off and mostly look tired all the time. They just don't feel that expressive. Plus, I say the blue on the firefighter jackets looks a bit too bright and feels quite cartoonish compared to the firefighter uniforms of the 80s. It looks quite cartoony and a little bit off-putting. These changes are what led to CGI being what it was. Okay. Now, let's do the conclusion. Alright, so what is my overall thoughts on Series 5? Is it great and the best season? No way! But is it awful? No. Series 5, I think, had some potential. Unfortunately, was cancelled too quickly because of executive meddling. I suppose the reason Norman may have been the main character in so many episodes was maybe there was more seasons in plan, and each season would focus on a character, and Norman was chosen as the first one because he was quite popular or something. But I don't know. I really don't know. Series 5, in a word, is interesting. It seemed to have potential, and there are evidence of it, but it wasn't all that great, due to possible executive editing, as I said. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. CGI Fireman Sam, on the other hand, is just horrible. It's been dragged down too long and just ruins what charm Fireman Sam had, and should end by now and be replaced by another Fireman show of the modern day era, in my humble opinion. And don't make it look like some Jimmy Neutron reject, thank you. So yeah, I like Series 5 to an extent, but it just doesn't live up to the 4 predecessors. It's alright season, just the first instance of falling down the stairs. Now, if you're thinking,
oh, okay, Mr. Magic Man,
how would you do Series 5 if you were in charge? Well, okay, I'll tell you. I will tell you how I would fix Series 5 problems if I was in charge. Okay. Okay. If Hittel Gillane decided to put me in charge for an upcoming Fireman Sam season in 2003, I wouldn't be able to do it as I didn't exist until 2006. But if they did it to current day me, this is how I would fix the problems before production started. Number 1. Keep with the design of the original and only redesign it slightly. I personally think the original design is more charming and more recognisable, in my opinion. I'm happy for them to redesign the design slightly, just not the entire art style. I would just give some characters different clothes and give the kid characters eyebrows, similar to the designs in Series 3 to 5 of Postman Pat. I'm happy with Jupiter having the extendable yellow ladder thing, but make an episode acknowledging it and say it's an invention done by Sam or something, I don't know. Number 2. Focus more stories on other characters. I think there should be more slice of life stories like Dillis ones, Bella ones, Trevor ones, etc. Plus, I would want more scenes involving the fire team at the fire station and stories involving Sam, Sarah and James bonding. Number 3. Fully introduce the Flood family and Tom. It's kind of annoying that they didn't get a full introduction. They just appeared there and made it look like they've been there since day one. I think the first 2 episodes should introduce the Floods and Tom and tell us about their characters. And then episodes throughout the season flesh out their characters' personalities a bit more. Number 4. Blame Trevor retiring from the fire service. I think Trevor should at least get a farewell episode of being an auxiliary fireman, and shows why he chose that path, and him deciding to focus more on his bus job. And last but not least, keep the original characters in their proper personalities. It wasn't as bad as CGI, but some characters felt quite different, like Elvis being more dumb, Steel being a laughingstock, etc. Have the right characters in the right moments, as sometimes there are scenes that feel like there should be different characters involved, like Trevor with Sarah and James taking Steel with Norman and Mandy's spaces in Twist of Fate. And it would be introduced by a TV special or theatrical movie, which would be a better version of a great Fire of Pontypandy. But that might be another video I'll talk about soon. Maybe. There it is, my analysis of Series 5 of Fireman Sam. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it may seem quite clunky, but this is my first time making an analysis video, and copyright and stuff like that, and yeah. I may make more in the future if I want to, or, anyway, goodbye.